Andala. Welcome back to this mini series on dreams and particularly how to deal with nightmares. So, to follow up with our last episode on avoiding the avoidable, we are now going to talk about things that could trigger nightmares that you need to be aware of or that you may not necessarily suspect depending on your level of awareness or what kind of activity you may be dabbling into. Here, I've made kind of like, I think it's four different categories of things that could cause you to have nightmares, basically. And of course, some of those things will be explored in more detail in some of the other upcoming episode. But basically, the four categories. The first category is things that you may come in possession of, that you bring to your home that may cause you to have nightmares. This is speaking about, for example, when you bought vintage jewelry, vintage clothing, crystals, tarot decks, Ouija boards, all kind of things that were used by someone else or that inherently that you bring home and you fail to cleanse and to cleanse them or to do some protection on it. And you keep it at home, and from those objects, you may start having nightmares. The second categories that could cause you to have nightmares is when you are starting to dibble and dabble. If you're not somebody who knows what they're doing, you can do a spiritual seance, a ritual, take part in certain rituals, experiment where you fail to properly cleanse and protect the space, where you invite certain things into your own space, into your home, if you're doing those activities at home, and then whatever you're doing is not closed properly, so whatever energy that's there may cause you to start having nightmares. So it's very important to protect and clear your space and cleanse your space before and after any rituals or anything you may be doing, especially if you're doing it in your own home. And the third category is things that may actually cause you to have nightmares that you may be less aware of. For example, nightmares that are actual attacks, energetical or spiritual attacks from other people. And the reason why you may be attacked may be because you've been boastful about what you do spiritually. So there are people who want to test you, they test you on that, try to see if they can actually outpower you and things like that. Maybe you've also provoked other people, elders, or other people who are more spiritually advanced from you, or who are learning from you, but you just provoked other people. So in return, they start attacking you. And you start seeing those attacks through your dreams. It could also be that you are being attacked by people who are just envious of you or who are jealous of you. You may have less means of immediately knowing that those people will attack you, but it may be a reason why people may want to attack you spiritually or energetically. It can also be people who are attacking you because they're seeking revenge from you. Maybe you were taking part in attacking other people or doing something negative to somebody else spiritually or energetically, and then they are playing tit for tat, so they're trying to attack you at their turn. So obviously, for some of those activities, if you stop participating in them, if you don't attack anybody, then you have less chances of people attacking you or less people attacking you. And the last category that I will speak of in this video is simply because the dream itself, nightmares is just a category of dream, a type of dream. And it's possible that the message that the dream try to convey to you, the message that you're supposed to receive through this dream, is scary to you. So it's not an attack. It's not something that's coming from outside. It's something that you're supposed to be learning, but that's scaring you. Maybe because of the face of the teacher. It may be because of certain aspect in the situation. It may also be a dream, for example, to teach you to be no longer scared of a particular phobia that you may have. So you see that thing and you consider it a nightmare because there's something frightening in the dream. But as you start interpreting the dreams or seeking assistance interpreting the dreams, you will get more comfortable in terms of seeing what the true message is underlying the nightmare. So these are four categories. You may already assess if you have nightmares that correspond to one of those categories. And also, I hope this also helps you reflect on the type of activity you're taking part into. and that those different activities may cause you to have nightmares. So it's not oftentimes, it's not always that it is something that's far away from you, something that you may be triggered, or something that someone else is exposing you to. Sometimes you may be exposed to nightmares. For example, when we talk about jewelry that hasn't been cleansed, things like that, it may be someone who's giving you that purposely. They know it hasn't been cleansed, or they did a charm to the jewelry or to the object that they're providing you. It may be things that you may do unknowingly because you buy a used tarot deck and you don't cleanse it when you receive it, and the person who is selling it to you hasn't cleansed it, and so there are maybe some energies that are tied up in that particular object that start causing you some issues. So just reflect on those different things that you're partaking on or partaking in, and sometimes just cleansing and clearing all that negative energy within your home may also help you see that some of those nightmares, some of those negative experiences in dream world also fade away. So I hope this was useful as usual, and I will speak to you in the next video.